All right. I think you saw that. We had a little problem, but now it's okay. So let me switch. Yay. That works. My God. Insane. Imagine. Okay. So let me do something else. And clap. All right. I hope my computer will not fry because of that. But yeah, we'll see. So hi. Today we're gonna implement the new dialogue system. So yeah, the principle is I want dialogues in the game in between the 3 levels they have. Each dialogue will be between the main character, so Alice when she's older, and a therapist. So they will be really simple. You just have like dialogue boxes that just spawns. You just click on them, and then you have one choice per dialogues, or therapy session in that case. And typically speaking, there will be only 3 options per choices. That's really fucking simple. I also want in the game the way to show dialogue, like she's narrating something, but you don't have to interact with it. You would just leave at some point. Maybe something like that would be okay. So first, I want to make this dialogue screen and most important, I want to do it with internationalization in place. I want everything to be in multiple languages. In fact, it will be in French and in English because I can translate them myself. But if I can have more languages, it makes it more accessible, so it's better. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. So first though, let's create a feature that is called dialogue system. Gonna be the first one. If I continue, you have to put start in front of that. I always fucking forgot. It's okay, it's my bad. And now I want to see Canva layer, viewport rendering. So I want to see if you can like user interface. Let's go. That's great. I love that. So let's just create a scene for the moment. That's gonna be a new scene, user interface scene. So yeah. Because I want like the dialogue system, it would be really simple, honestly. Nothing in 2D, nothing really complicated, just, you know, something that works. So we want to call that therapy session in a way. So yeah, that's the name of the scene for the moment. We're gonna save it. So we want to create probably a new directory and just gonna call that therapy session, which is great. So now we have everything. It looks like nothing, which is fine. Now, in this section of the tutorial, we explain the basics creating graphical user interface in Godot. Like everything else in Godot, the user interface is built using nodes. No shit, really. Specifically control nodes. There are many different types of controls, which are useful for creating specific types of guys. I say guys. I know some people say GUIs, but I say guys. For simplicity, we can separate them into 2 groups, content and layouts. Typical content control include button label, line edit, and text edits. Typical layout controls are box container, margin container, scroll container, tab container, pop-ups. The following pages explain the basic size and anchor using container, custom guide control, keyboard control, navigation, and focus. Control node gallery. Okay. Guys, skinning and themes. Go to feature and in-depth skinning theme for control node. The page is explained. Okay, so you can also even do that. You can skin them. That's kinda neat though, in a way. So in control node tutorial, the following article covers the specific data using control node, BB code, and rich text label. Okay, so button labels, line edit, text edit. So what is text edits? A multi-line text editor, I don't care about that. A button will be what we will use. Button press, connect button press, then... Yeah, I mean, I can do that, but I can also just put it... Yeah, I see. Pretty simple. So pretty simple, honestly. Box container, it's a div in HTML, I'm sure. Margin container, scroll container, tab container. Now child control into a tab view, creating a tab for each one. I don't need that for this one, at least. When placing the basic for such control, custom guide controls. Keyboard, control, navigation, and focus, control, not gallery. So in our case, we will have keyboard and we will have click. So yeah. So let's add a child node. We want a control node, which is going to be perhaps just a container. The line edit menu bar, don't care. 9 patch controller that keeps its corner intact, but tiling it is in center. Okay. A panel, a guide controller display a style box. Reference rect. Which text level? But for displaying text, you can contain different font style, image, and basic formatting, which will be what we will use, honestly. Tab bar, controller provides a horizontal tab, so I don't care. Tree, controller used to set internal tree items in the hierarchical structure, we don't use that, I don't care either. Range, progress bar, spin box, oh that's funny. Texture progress bar, okay, that's cool. Separator. Analyze the lines for separating the control, and vertical lines separating the control, okay. Text edit, code edit, texture rect. Camera overlay, which is my shit. So yeah, that's mine. Base button. So button. Checkbox, check button. Menu button. Option button. What the fuck is an option button? It's a button that brings up a drop down to select. No, yeah, I don't care. Link button, texture button. Texture based button supports pressed over disable and focus. The texture button supports except uses sprite instead of Godot theme resource. It is faster to create, but it doesn't support localization like more complex control. Oh. You can do localization with that. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me check though in the project settings when we go localization, translation. Okay, that's not helpful. Translation, remap, bot. I'm thinking of two things connected to bots. And these are not something I can say on YouTube, but yeah. So, file translation. How do you do that? Because there is absolutely no fucking documentation for that. Internationalization. Localization is in get text, local internationalization game. Okay. Configuring the imported translation product setting translation. White India on this game is localization. There's going to be a massive market of localization. I mean, even for indie, you can fucking afford to do that. Localization, resource, okay. Automatically setting a language, preferred language. Always get local language, yeah, which is fine. Local versus language. A local is commonly a combination of a language between region and country, but can also contain information and scope of variants. Yeah, converting keys to text. Call, placeholder. Placeholder location can be changed, but not their order, which will probably not suffice for some target languages, okay. The rest of the location order can be changed, okay. To feature placeholder in a translated string, use JavaScript form a string or the equivalent feature in C#. This lets translator move the location of the placeholder in the string freely, translating to sound more natural. Name placeholder with the string formats function should use whenever possible. Yeah, this makes sense to use that. Honestly, to use the formats correctly. Translation text, prioritization. Okay, see. You can pluralize, making control resizable, translation server, bidirectional text mirroring. I would like to project localization. It's also going to get updated and re-imported when they change. By specific studio for a job despite the general software and file format available for it, the most common way to do localization to this day is still with spreadsheets. The process of creating a spreadsheet and importing them is already covered in the importing translation. Gaming community is a monolingual or monoculture. Okay, yeah, regular and stuff. So, okay. To complete the picture and allow efficient Godot is special important and can read CSV file. Most special editor can use that. Yeah. My god. Read ask by quote some example. CSV importer. Okay. Importing translation. In addition to importing CSV format, Godot supports the translation file in the GNU get text format, text-based PO, and the most instance. Okay. Getext is a standard format which is used by any guider such as ProEdit. Easy to format for sites use book, JSON and file format, okay. Is it free? Open source project. Translation edit for Mac, Windows, and Linux. The translation editor for PO and Excel file also serve as a front end. Okay. So we need to use something like ProEdit for that, which is fine. I mean, still need to do it, so it's okay, I guess. So let's not get hung up on that for the moment. Let's just hardcode stuff and then we'll move on to internationalization. But that gives me a solid idea of what I want to do and how I want to define it. So yeah, though it's not gonna be that hard, but I still need to do it anyway. So yeah, best practices, troubleshooting. So yeah, internationalization, I don't care. I want to see user interface again. User interface building blocks, size and anchor, key scaling. So yeah. So our friend will be making these stuff when we go to internationalization because it's not really clear. Formatting keys to text, making control resizable, because when we go that, localizing was automatically setting a language, localizing converting keys to text. Some controls such as button and label will automatically fetch a translation if the text matches the translation key. For example, if the label text is main screen greeting 1. Yeah, okay. So you use the TR function. Level text, title text, okay. If no text is displayed, so there is the TR function. Question would be, no, I want to add, like, of course, I want to add that. It extends control. What I want to see now is I want to go to SSC, UI. Then I want to open my friend therapy session.gt. Let's not be stupid at the moment and let's call that therapy session because typically speaking there will be more. I want it to be multipliable, so you need to be able to set the text, set the way it works. So yeah, so we have that already. It was not clear, but whatever. So yeah, we have that already. It's great. So we have the TR, just TR. Nice function in class body. Okay. Yeah, it's funk. I'm not in the ignore rest anymore. Funk ready just for a test. If I do TR. Okay. Translate the param message using translation catalog configuring the project setting. Further param context can be specified to help with the translation. Note that most controllers automatically translate the string, so this method is mostly useful for formatted string or custom drawn text. Oh. Oh. This is great to know. I like that. So you have the name and the string name context. The param is translated the param message using further param context can be specified to help with the translation. And so when they do translation, so they do that or format with the value, which is great. If you're using plain English as a string rather than message code like this, you may run into ambiguities when you have to translate the same English string to different strings in certain target languages. You can actually specify a translation context to resolve this ambiguity and allow target languages to use different string, even though the source string is identical. Most languages require different string depending on whether an object is in singular or plural form. Yeah, okay, so that's why. Providing translation is only supported with localization using gettext, not CSV. Which is great because we will be using that. Okay, so I might not need to do that, which is for the moment kind of nice. So let's see, let's get into the 2D here. I want to add a child node that will be control. Let's make it a container, center container, flow container. What the fuck is that? Inside control horizontally or vertically and wraps them around the border. Okay. A graph element, gray container, split container. A container that splits two child control horizontally or vertically and provide a grabber for adjusting the split ratio. Okay. I don't want that. Scroll container. No, it's just about scroll bar to child when needed. I don't want that. Sub-viewport container is used for displaying the content of sub-viewport. The tab, we know what it is. Box container. A container is child control horizontally or vertically. VBox, okay. Aspect ratio, container the present proportion of its child control. Container tab its child controls in a way that presents the proportion automatically when the container is resized. This one container has a dynamic size. Yeah, but it doesn't have a dynamic size. What I want basically is I want a container that will have a texture rec at the bottom, which will be like the screen of the therapy session, which will be just a GIF running around. And I want another container that just contains the text. So really fucking simple. And then I want another container that will have like a flow container. What the fuck is that container that launches horizontally or vertically and wraps them around the border? Yeah. And I would be having like a box container, a VBox container. So I have like the 3 buttons arranged in VBox. So that would be maybe just that. So basically, I want a container, a texture rect, another container, and a VBox container inside this container. So let's just call that, my friend, the root container. We just call that a root container. Yeah, it's fine. What's the problem? Container by itself is the purpose that script configures children placement behavior. If you don't do the script, use a plain control node instead. So I can just use a plain okay. So this is good to know. So I just use a control node, I guess. So control root container. I mean, I can just not do that honestly because I can just have like a child node would be a texture rect. So yeah, texture rect. I want expand mode. Stretch mode, no. Can I have it like fill the entire screen? I think there is a solution for that. I have the overlay here, so yep, exactly like a camera overlay, but it's not a camera overlay, but it's the same idea. So yeah. So let's just do that for the moment, or at least let's just change that for this one. So let's just call that the background. I want to attach a script, extend texture rec, oops, background in the UI up, class name background. Normally it's okay, and then so we have the size. No matter what, the background would always take the size and shrink depending on the size of everything. So it's okay. So I can close that. This is easy. I can use that to make it work. No matter the texture I will put, it will still work. So that's what we want, honestly. First thing, which is great. I want to remove that. I want to remove. Let's just kill all other stuff I'm not using at the moment. So this will be the background. The background will take always the size of the screen. I can just increase the size just so we have something that works. But we want to add a child node at the moment that I will want. So we don't want a control. We want a VBox container. This will be. Ooh. Okay. How do you move that shit like that? I suppose. Yeah, okay. It should be pushed somewhere here, I guess. Alright. And then in the VBox container, I will have like the 3 options that spawns when they need to spawn. So choice container, really pretty simple. And then I will want a new child node. That will be just a normal container, so a control in that case. That we will call the dialog container, because I suspect I will need to do some pretty nasty shit with this, so it will be somewhere around there, I think. Yep, something like that. That seems okay. The dialog container, I want to add a child node, which will be a texture rect again. So that will be the that will be the dialog background. So dialog background. In that case, I want to get not the root, but I want to get my so I want it to have like the same size as this one. So yeah, because it's the background. Pretty simple. And I want it to have now a new child node. This child node will be my obsession. Oh yeah. Hold on, I made a mistake also. I forgot to remove that fucking currently working on. Honestly, let's just do it. Because I never change it, so it's fine. Yeah. So, anyway. We have the texture, which we're okay. I want a label, so I want a rich text label, because yes. I want it to fill not everything, though there is margin stuff, right? Margin container that gives margin around the child control. And it's margin on its side, so yeah, I want that, and I want you to be remothered to that. So there is some margin inside it, so there is always a margin. Can I type test? Okay, and so layout, margin control, this is not the regular control. Use anchor on the rectangle for positioning. This node is a child of regular control. Use anchor. I need to also do that, by the way. Okay, mode, rotate mode. The fuck is the anchor? Use anchor and the rectangle for positioning. Okay. Oh, this is the anchor, right? Yep. Anchor preset. Okay. Okay. Layout. Anchor points. Okay, correct. Oh, I see. Oh. Anchor preset correct. This is use anchor and the rectangle for positioning. So that anchor preset correct. Layout mode anchor, which is great. Choice container. Same layout mode anchor and top left. No, but center right seems good to me. So yeah. Dialog container, same. I want to change that layout mode anchor. And I want you to be bottom wide. And just increase the size of it, but so it's okay. Dialog background, correct. Margin container, correct. And the label is anchored for rec, I think, but not really. Layout direction, layout container, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So we have the test here. Fit content. What the fuck is fit content? If true, the label's minimum size will be automatically updated to fit its content, matching the behavior of the label. No. If true, the scroll bar is visible. No. Scroll following. If true, scroll down, display the new content automatically. Yes. Auto mode, word, smart, tab size. Okay. So this is good. Now, what I would like to do is show. So this rich text label will be the one filled with the values we want. It will not move. So whatever. But yeah. Can you change the filter property font? Force pass scroll event. When a scroll wheel events processed by game input will pass to parent control even if the mouse filter is set to mouse filter stop. Okay. Theme override, normal font, mono font, italic font. Okay, you can put some fonts here. So we will use them later. But okay, so for the moment we have a text that exists. I am very smart. This is great. Though we have a little problem because the margin container has margins normally. And it does not at the moment, so I don't know why. Because it's supposed to have margins. So the first hurdle will be margin container. Margin container. That's the first thing we need to deal with. Using container, margin containers. Child controls are expanded towards the bottom of this control via margin container. Padding will be added to the margin depending on the theme configuration. So custom constant. Okay. Again, keep in mind the margin are theme values that need to be edited from the constant override section of each control. So theme override constant margin. Okay, so you need to define a test. So if I do that, then there is a margin, then there is a margin top, then there is a margin top, and then there is bottom. Okay, so like that, we have margins. Cool. That helps. Can I change these margins to be 100 just for the funsies? Yeah, that's a bit much, but okay. So this is how it is. Good. Already good. So with that, we have the rich text label, which has margins, thankfully, so it works. We have the dialog background now. So yeah, for the moment it's a texture rect. New viewport texture, new canvas texture, new compress texture, new gradient texture. All right. Let's check something if I can find. Yeah, let's just. You know what? It's gonna be pretty simple. Can I? New canvas texture. Yep. Can I see diffuse, normal map, texture color? It's gonna be something like that. And yeah. Okay, it doesn't change fucking anything because it's a specular color. I'm a dumbass. The specular color is nothing, yeah, of course, they won't work. That makes sense. Can I change the texture? So new noise texture, new placeholder texture 2D. This looks absolutely fucking wild. I love it. This is a placeholder texture. Ah, look at me. I'm a game developer. I have a texture. Otherwise it works though, so it's fine. It looks fucking terrible, but it works. That gives me the information I needed. And that was awful though for the eyes, so let's just remove that. Choice container, which is great. Now we want 3 buttons that will be maybe using textures, and we are selecting them, but yeah. And we have the background. Let's... I'm so sorry for you. But let's see. Yeah, that's a background. Now, my eyes are already fucking bleeding, I swear to God. Okay, so that works, typically speaking. That looks bad, but that works. So, yeah, these 2 textures are okay. My question would be more like animated texture. Is there an animated texture for Godot? Animated texture. Using GIF in GIF in texture rect. Animated texture, so I think of it like a controller that you could have a like button using GIF as a texture for an ellipse rectangle. Texture rect Godot. Still figure it out. In case anyone is interesting to in the texture, I can dot the texture. I pick new animated texture, added my frames, and put the individual picture. I didn't realize it was that simple. Perfect. So new canvas texture, compressed texture, portable compressed texture, image texture. So yeah. Clear. Just so I say. Camera texture, external on texture. Placeholder texture 2D, new texture 2D, noise texture 2D, new gradient 2D, animated texture, that's exactly what it is. And then you have frame 1. Oh, this looks fantastic. Oh, it's supposed to look like that. So expand bit white, no, scale tile. Keep scale. The scaling looks awful, but okay. If you tile it, hold on. Can I? Oh my. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Yeah. Stop playing around. Okay. So we have the info we needed. I want to see just if I start the scene. Normally I'm supposed to see the I am very smart. And yeah, this is great. This looks okay. That will be basically the size of that. Maybe a bit more padding or margin in that case on the left and right. So maybe something like 30 and 30. Yeah, just so I see how it works in full screen. Yep. I am extremely smart because I just closed instead of putting that in full screen. Alright, so that looks nice and dandy for the moment. I'm not against that. So yeah, so animate texture is it. It's gonna be easy to do, easy no, but it's gonna be doable. Alrighty. So yeah. So we have that, we have the rich level, so I want to remove that. Just for it, auto wrap mode, word smart, which is great, tab size, context menu, shortcut. Okay, so rich text label, BB code in rich text label. So we have BB code. So we can define the color with that. Unlike BB code in HTML, leading training was based on removed by restrictable upon display. Duplicate spaces are also displayed as is in the final output. This means that when displaying a code block in a restricted way, you don't need to use performative text tag. Content, okay. It's just classic BB code. Okay. That's so fucking old, by the way. BB code. Imagine doing that in BB code. Okay. Append chat line, append text. Extend rich text level, so you can do that here. Okay. So. And you can strip with that, which makes sense. Not like that, YouTube. Not like that. Please. So I can just do that by using the append text. And I can clear the text, I suppose. Do I have the information of the label? Which text label here? Thank you very much. Clear. Clear the text stack, causing the label to display nothing. This method doesn't affect the text and it's going to be showing if the label is redrawn. So it's not clearing text, it's clearing the control directly. Push mono, push italics, push context. Okay, push cell, push ball, push cell. Pop context, so you can push stuff. That's great. That's great. Because I can do it really fucking simple in a way. So yeah. Okay. Scroll to paragraph, scroll to line, select all. Push mono, push it, pop all. Terminates all tags openly by push method, okay. So what the fuck is pushing in that case? Because it's a stack. Add font tag with a bold font on the text tag. This is the same as adding B tag if not currently in the I tag. Okay. Push bold italic. Add a font tag with bold italic font to the text tag. Okay. So you have a text tag. Can I just like push letters directly? Push meta, push mono, push normal, push paragraph, push strike through, push table, push to the line, scroll to line, scroll to paragraph, select all, set cell border. What is push cell? Add a cell text, so it must be inside a table. Yeah, okay. Make a table. Cool. Get menu. Within the pop menu of this feature, by default, this menu is displayed by right-clicking on the rich text level. A model window used to display a list of options. Oh, hold on. There is a pop menu? Okay. Oh, maybe that will be a problem, actually. Okay, no, there is nothing if I right-click. Cool. So, yeah. Okay, swing language. The language code used for line breaking and text shaping algorithm if an ambiguous local is used instead. Yeah, okay. But it still does not work. So append text, bbcode text, which is okay. Add text, so append just adds more. Pass bbcode and add text to the text stack as needed. Using this method, you can't close the tag that was open in previous append text call. This is done to improve performance, especially when you're in large resource libraries. Rebuilding the whole bbcode every time would be slower. You need to append the text instead of using append text. This is very conform. It's an representative of many modifications in the internal text stack. Erase is changing made by the automator when needed. Okay. Okie dokie. So we want to append text, which is add new text, add row non-biblical parse text to the text stack. Okay. We can add an image, but I don't care. Clears the text stack causing the label to display nothing, so it does not affect text, and its content will show again if the label is redrawn. However, setting text to a string also clears the stack. So you need to set text by default manually. I'm not a fan of that, if I'm being honest with you. But okay, I guess. Let's just do that in the therapy session. We want to so we will want to have like the list of dialogue, and much more than that, we want actually a dialogue tree in that case. Yes. Is there perchance something that's called a tree here? It's a control, inheritance class tree, making trees. Making trees is just to make trees and other type vegetation from scratch. Yeah, I should have been more specific when I asked for a tree. Yep, should have been a bit more specific. Can I do linked list in that case? Is there a possibility for me to do something like that? No. Oh, are you okay? Uh, uh, eh. Okay, this was buggy, but for no fucking reason. So what solution do I have here? I want to make basically I want you to be able to define like a dialogue tree, but it's gonna be pretty simple. It's just like label, 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 label. Then you have the special label that opens the choice, and then depending on choice, you have a list of label, a list of label, a list of label, and it's always like a stack or more like a queue in that case. So first in last out, no. First in last out, yeah, that's a queue. Yeah, sometimes my brain. So pretty easy to do with just regular arrays in that case, and just having like at some point in the array something that moves to another type of array. So it is simple, honestly. What I can do is I can export yeah, I think that's the best choice in my case. I could do an export, or I could make it a JSON object, and in that case I can just import the JSON object, and that would be pretty easy. So yeah. I could do it like that, honestly. Because then, yeah. Can you import JSON object? Import JSON is possible, or whatever. Import plugin list of feature can optionally be composed on a read and write JSON file. JSON, read and write JSON file. Cool. Data set JSON string. The JSON class enable all data type to be converted to and from the JSON string. This is useful for separating data to save a file and send over the network. Stringify is used to convert anytime. That pass is used to convert any existing JSON data into a variant that can be used within Godot. If successfully passed, use data to retrieve the variant and use the global scope type of. Okay. So pretty simple. I can give so at my god. At export dialog. It's gonna call that so far. Dialog, which is gonna be a dictionary in that case. Or is there a way to JSON? So JSON is an helper class for creating and passing JSON. The JSON class enable all data types to be converted to and from JSON string. Yeah, so I don't want it to be a JSON. I want to be like a path in that way. Is there a way I can call it a path? A not path, a path. So it's just gonna be a string in that case. It's fine. We just call it a string, and yeah, we have pretty much the ID. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yep. Okay. Okay. I suppose. So, oh, sorry. So that would be the dialog file in that case. Let's just call it like that, which is a string to a JSON file. So let me just say that a path to a JSON file containing the dialogues, it must be formatted in a specific way. See, check the README for more information, and I will surely set something in the README for documentation because, yeah, I will not absolutely fucking forget about that. This is a problem for future me. So we have that. What we want is we want to be able to read the JSON file by default already. So func ready JSON.parseString. So we want to read file. Is there a way to open file? File access. Provide method for file reading and writing operation. Cool. File. Read. Okay. Do I have a function that let me read? Pass the next line in the file. Is not oh god. Okay, so that's not how it is. So compression mode. Okay. File exists. So yeah, that's the first thing, right? So file exists. Returns true if the file exists in the given path. So pretty simple. I dislike that paths are just string and not like a distinct type, because there are a problem of using strings for types for path and not like a distinct type that is passing the string as a path. But I'm being a purist here. So let's just assert that the file exists first, because that makes more sense. In our case, we want the dialog file to be defined. So let's just do that. All right, and let's say the provided dialog file does not exist. So if it exists, we're okay. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So yeah. File dialog, a dialog for selecting files of file access, I suppose. Again, read, or maybe open in that case. Open path, create a new file access object and open the file for writing and reading depending on the flag. Written note if opening the file failed, you can use, okay. So let's just create a file pointer here. We want to be our dialog file. And we want to do it in read because, yes, can I just... because there is like... file access read. So yeah, because you need to put something like that. It's not exactly as in C. Not surprised. But here... Yep. It's supposed to be a file access. Assert. So it's supposed to fail, by the way. Because if you can't read the dialog file, it's exactly at the start of the game and it's embedded in the game file. So if it can't open that, it will fail. It's the point. That's why I'm using an assert here, because it will fail no matter what. So yeah, and it's not supposed to fail at all when the file exists. Couldn't open the provided dialog file. All right. So that's the first one. We have our FP. Okay, so now we have access to that. So now I want to read line or line, maybe get line. But in the next line, because I suppose it's a file pointer that you move. So get read-only attribute. I want to get lines, something like that. Get line, get CSV line, get file as string. Within the open path, file content as a string, text interpreter being UTF-8 encoded, UTF-8, my French. But as an empty string, if an error occurs while opening the file, you can use get open error to check the error that occur. Okay. Also, I can actually just do that. File access, get file as string. Oh, that's even better, actually. So var content will be file access, get file as string, dialog file, easy peasy lemon squeezy, the value content, so assert content is not an empty string. The provided file is empty. The dialog file is either empty or couldn't be opened. So yeah, cool one. Because we will check for the rest. So we have the content. Now we want to do a JSON.parse string. I want to parse the content. We will have a new value to be the JSON content. So JSON content. And my question would be, so to bit of variant. So I want it to be a dictionary because of course I want it to be a dictionary. My question is, I want to pass the JSON provided value, return the best, return only the pass failed. So as dictionary, is it possible? Assert JSON content null, and we call that couldn't parse the provided dialog file from JSON. Easy. Because there are a lot of things that can go wrong, so I'm just asserting all of these. And now we want a private variable here. That'll be also a constant in my opinion, but whatever, that we will define as the dialog content in the case, and the content would be a dictionary. I don't have the definition for the dictionary yet, but I will at some point. And dialog content will be our JSON content, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're okay. We normally are able to get the dialog content, which is great, which is what we want. So now that we have that, what do we do, chat? Well, there is a solution. Now we will populate the rich text label here, which will be the label content. So let's just call that like dialog content. So it has a good name. and we will push that into the dialog content. And if everything goes well, it's okay. So in my case, I want maybe to define it as string array of string. So something like that, I suppose. In how did I do that? It's always the moment you forgot. I swear to God, I put something in dictionary. I have the info like that. String name. Okay. My question now would be: do I have an array like that? I always fucking forgot that. That's just... I'm just not used to that. So, let's do it again. So, it's supposed to be string and then an array of string, like that. Nested typed collection are not supported. What do you mean by that? Like, if I do string, it's okay, but if I do array string, you're not able to do it. This typing is so trash. Okay, fine. Fine, I get it. Fine. No! My beautiful typing. Okay, wait, it's fine. It's fine. Ah, that's sad. That's so sad. My typing. Okay. It's just dictionary then. Ah! Sadness. My god. Okay. So now this is done. We have passed the stuff. Normally it's supposed to work. I need to write it after that, but okay. Now I want to get access on ready to our friend. So on ready, I want to get access to the dialog content. It's called dialog content. That's the name. Dialog label. Let's say dialog text label. Just so we have something that is better. Text label, and dialog text label will be. How do you do it again? Like that? Yeah. So dialog container, rich text label. So I call that rich text label because I didn't update that, but it's a dialog text label in our case. So yeah, if it doesn't change, it doesn't break. If it breaks, then we are in a bit of a pickle, but for the moment it's okay. And normally I will not rename them, so yeah. Even though it's not great, but it's fine. So that contains our dialog text label. We have the node. We want the node. We want to modify it, which is great. Now, I will want to push the first dialog inside. So, just for the sake of testing, let's edit a new file that we'll call dialog.json, so it gives us an idea on how it's supposed to work. I would say this is the normal one, so we call that... that's a good question, actually. Hold on. Okay. So we want to be... Let's just call that before choice. So that's the first... That's the first label. We want the same. So after choice, which is like the other text in that case. And here we will want surely one choice. So typically speaking, in our case, we have the good choice, the bad choice, and the neutral choice. So neutral. So let's just do, okay, you know what? Let's just do it like that, in my opinion. Choice, neutral. And so in neutral, we have our list of items. So that's supposed to be the schema I want to go for. neutral, good, and bad. Yeah, that's pretty simplistic, but whatever. And bad. So yeah, no trailing comma here, no trailing comma here, because yep. Trailing comma there though. And so we have what we want. So the first thing will be getting the first element from the before choice, and I'm gonna test session 1 intro. So yeah, that gives you an ID. Oops. Now we can add them differently. So in that case, something like session 1 intro, intro 2, and intro 3. And then I want the after choice just so it works, but I'm gonna change nothing. Session 1, outro, something like that. So we have the info we need, right? So now that we have the content and everything is defined, we want to also right now set the dialog text label. So you know what, I put it on already, but I mean it can work. So dialog text label dot text, the dot append text, I suppose. How would I do that? Like, explain to me. Hold on, which text label again? So the text is the text we have, it's okay. Can I change it directly? Otherwise it's just append text, right? There's a function called append text, and you put a bbcode string. So normally append text. Yeah, okay, it works. And let's just say dialog content dot, so it's a string. So dot before, that's the name, right? Before choice 0, just so we have the info. And so now if we go into the therapy session, we have that. Is there a way to have like a path, like a file path or something? Path, file path in Godot project, okay. This page. So let's just do that, I think. Can I export path, something like that? There might be a way to export. Yeah. Exporting. So this section is about exporting a new project. That's not what I want. So it's in scripting, I suppose. GD script. Exported properties. Export file. String as a path to a file. Cool. Perfect. So export file. String as a path to a file, and I want the extension to be JSON. So now I can just do that. Okay. Yeah, okay, I see. So you have to do it like that. Star.json, so it works. Okay. Cool. Okay, I want the dialog text to be cleared, and now I want to start and see what happens. Perfect. This is it. This is what we wanted. As you can see, we have the value that spawns, and it's directly put. So it's not great, but it's still nice. So what I want to do is I want to make it a bit better. I want to create a dialog stack from that, because we have like the value and just the pop and push value inside the stack. or more like a dialog queue. Because it's a first in, first out, right? So if I stack it, no. First in, first out is okay. Right? Sometimes. Sometimes I'm having a problem, but yeah. So this gives us, so okay, let's just, so we already have that. It gives us like the path to a file, which is okay. It works, otherwise it breaks, but it's fine. No, I want to be able to populate dialog stack. So var dialog stack. So I want it to be an array of string in that case, because yeah, is there something that's called a stack directly? Seems to be able to do it apparently. So yeah, could not find type stack. Okay, could not scope. Yeah. Is there a type negative or stack? I suppose not, but you don't really need a stack. So you can just use an array. That works. So let's just use an array in that case. Can I push and pop in an array? Dialog stack dot push back. So you push back like in yeah, push front, push back. And pop back, pop. Okay, so I can just use that because it's like a vector, so it's okay. Both work. Cool. So the dialog stack will be pretty easy. We will want to define it by default as nothing here. We want to populate the dialog stack with so yeah. So let's just do that. Dialog stack for the moment. Dialog stack equals dialog content dot before choice directly. So we push that. Can I just completely like not connect them, but like all? What's the all? Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Append, I suppose. Append parent value at the end of the array, alias of pushback. Oh no. Append array. At the end of this array. So yeah, append array. Fine. So we have that. It puts it pops the thing, and then I will want the var current dialog, which will be a string, which is like that, which is okay. And now here, because we append text, so the first dialog, I want to not append text at the moment. I want the dialog stack.pop back, which will remove and return the last element of the array, return all of the array is empty. So pop front in our case. Pop front, and we have current dialog equals pop front. And now if I want to change it, let's just see dialog text label dot text it equal current dialog, just to show it. And I want to also print the dialog stack, just so we have an ID. Dialog stack before and after. Yep, it's better if I actually do it like that. So before we pop it. So let's see. Perfect. Perfect. So we can actually do it like that. So yeah. So that's pretty easy to do. We have a stack, we have something that works because we pop the front, so it's okay. So now it's gonna be easy. We want to move that to an actual like function. So function let's just do that. Pass dialog content, just so we have the value, so it makes sense. Okay. So we want to pass the dialog content, and at the end, I want to return the JSON content. So return JSON content. In that case, so yeah, because it's supposed to be a dictionary. So yeah, we will do dialog content equals parse dialog content. So perfect. Now we want to function again. I want to populate initial dialog stack, which does nothing because we already have the stack related. So it's gonna be easy. We do it like that. And yeah. And then I want to func append to dialog stack. We want an array, which is going to be an array of string, otherwise it doesn't work, and we do nothing. So this will be pretty easy. Append to dialog stack, we do dialog stack dot append array, and the easy part here is to just change that to append to dialog stack, so it does exactly that. Then I want function pop dialog, which will return a string. So we have the dialog, and I don't need the current dialog in my opinion, because I will do that on process. So yeah, function pop dialog, and we just return dialog stack pop front easy peasy lemon squeezy. Identify current dialog is not, but it's okay. So populate initial dialog stack, which is okay. Yeah. And now what I want to do is so we still need a var current dialog. Let's just do that. String, which is nothing at the moment. We want to define the current dialog to be the first value, so pop dialog at the end. So yeah, func process, just to test for the moment, just so we have something. Void, and we need a delta here. A delta, I don't know, data is a float in our case, so just preface that with these. And then what I want to do is I want to append text bit by bit to the current dialog. So var letter index, which will be an int, and it has a get. The get corresponds to, so let's just do that. It's an int start at 0. The get, which does nothing, has a property which is moving around, just like the path in our case in the monster. So I think I did that in the monster. Next path ID, that value. So yeah, var next path ID. So something like that in that case. So we want to have current dialog, that size. Dialog, the letter index being 0, return a value, and otherwise we want current dialog clump between current dialog size -1. Okay. So yeah. And I want to say var last dialog, but maybe we don't need to. So yeah. So let's just do the simple stuff, which is now I want to show and append in the text a new letter. So I want to do dialog text label dot append text, and I want to append the letter. So I want to append current dialog letter index. Would that work? Probably. Not found in base string, or maybe it's length. Yeah, length. Not size, but it's okay. So it's length. Cool, that works as well. So now we have the value we wanted. Cool, like that. Letter index, and now we want to letter index plus plus or plus equal 1, because you can't really do that otherwise. Because yeah, plus plus is a bit unsafe, honestly. So yeah, and now we see. Ooh. Does not have the same element type as expected type append to dialog stack in base control. The array of argument 1 does not have the same element type as expected type array argument. Okay. That's not the good type. Interesting. Interesting. Because it doesn't work. So I can just pass an array directly and it will work, I suppose. Trying to assign the value of type int to a variable of type string. Why? Letter index is it. Yeah. Where am I assigning that? Letter index is an int. That's literally the principle. That's literally the principle. When between 0, current dialog dot length. What's the length? And then both character in the string, empty strings always to nose, yeah, is always empty. Yeah, okay. So whatever. Like, I'm confused. Also, hold on. Yeah. I don't doubt which something was from. Okay, so I think I've been duped. Because what the fuck, man? Like, dialog text append text, current dialog, letter index plus 1. So it works normally. Value above that, then otherwise you do that. So you clamp the value between, and it's an int. It's 0. It's an int. Where is the moment it doesn't work? As we've done equal and positive encore, we'll have the size of a reading after ready. If you want to set size, change the encore and consider using set deferred. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, I suppose if it's encode, then it doesn't need to do it. So, yeah. Trying to assign... Oh yeah, because I used current... Because I'm a moron, that's why. Letter index. Yeah, that makes sense. My bad. Yeah, here. Oh yeah, it happens, but it doesn't clear. So it works, as you can see. It's fucking fast though, but it works. Though, when it gets to the, yeah, when it gets to the length, it should stop. But otherwise, the thing works, like exactly what I wanted to do. And it actually works fast, so I'm okay with that. Pretty simple, honestly. Okay. If dialog text label dot text equal my friend, the current dialogue. Then we return an equal. Yeah, we return. So apparently he doesn't want to try, but okay. Because it's supposed to get at some point here. It's not supposed to do that. Why? So maybe here, I guess. No. No. Apparently, no. It doesn't want to play by my rules, so it's interesting. Probably because... Oh, and I maybe know why. Probably because we are, like, okay. If letter index equal current dialog.length -1, you return. Oh yeah, but you're not supposed to append the text again. This is my fault. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So this should be there, and then I suppose. Yeah. But then it doesn't work because it reclaim the value between the length -1. So it can't be there. It can't get there, that's fine. It can't get there. So we don't care about that. We can just do that. And then we just change the letter index to 0 in that case because we're through. Doesn't work. Oh yeah, it doesn't work because I set it to 0. My fault. Session intro 1. Cool. So we have it. So we have it. Can I have like a TR in that case? And yeah. So it just does that, which is perfect. And I want, if I do pop dialog, I want to have a format, which is dictionary, and by default it's empty. So we can format with the format here. So just we have the format, whatever. So it works. Cool. Cool. We can pass the format, we can do stuff with it, and it shows the thing. Now, what I want to do is I want to have like, when you click, when it's done, basically. When it's done, you poll for input. So, yeah. How do you poll for an input? It's been so long since I did that. It's really good. So now, how did I do that? Input get vector. Input is action pressed, okay. Oh, maybe in the cat I have the click. Cat GD. On click, I just want something that is on click, honestly. Set target. If input is action pressed, cat input move. Yeah, okay, so I can just do that, honestly. So in that case, we want a const. UI actions, in that case. And we want, so therapy sessions actions, just so we have that. And in that case, it's going to be pretty easy. String name. So the string name here will be project settings, input map, cat move and add new action. Next dialogue. So add. And the action will be next dialogue, and we want to define mouse button and left mouse button. Okay. And I want to add keyboard keys because I want to do it. So enter. I want to also add a new, which will be space. So filter input space, and I will want also to have a new keyboard key, which will be like escape. The case works as well. So you have the info up. Yeah. Left mouse button. So in that case, it's next dialogue. That's the thing, right? That's how I did it. Yeah, okay. So I did it. Next dialogue. And so in our case, next dialogue. So I just call it next. So it's easy. That's how I did it, right? That's the name. Oh, next dialogue. Cool. So we have the info. So now func next dialogue, which will do void. We want to be able to click and continue the next dialogue, and then it does the same thing again. So in that case, we want to change letter index. So if input dot is action pressed therapy session actions dot next, then we do something, otherwise we do nothing. In that case, I would say something like that would be a bit better, so it's easier. Letter index 0 and the current dialogue equal pop dialogue. Easy. Unless we need a format. So again, I think that's important that we define a format at some point. For the moment, I'm saying nothing, just so we have something that works. And so here we want to do next dialogue. And so if you do nothing, nothing happens, which is great. So yeah. Yeah, two things. Next dialogue is great. What I want to do is I want also to have the dialogue text level. Dialogue text level dot text be empty. So so if I do that, perfect. See, and then it breaks, but whatever. And then it breaks because of course we're getting to the moment where you can't pop anything. So yeah, but it's fine. But it's fine. But it's fine. It's great. I love it. But yeah, okay. So now we want to be able to do something when the dialogue is empty. So when the dialogue when there is no dialogue left. So what we want is we want to pop dialogue if current dialogue so we just do that, by the way. If current dialogue equal null, then we do something. So we want a signal. I think signal are before, if I remember correctly. Are they? Are they? Yep, they are. So signal, we want a new signal, of course. The signal will be dialogue stack empty. And yeah, that's how we define, yeah. So we do nothing. And so if current dialogue null, dialogue stack empty emit, easy. So we have the info if you do that. And then I want interpretation, the no dialog stack empty, on dialog stack empty. We want to reload, so we have the on dialog stack empty. Print stack empty. So just we have the info. I want to remove the pass, and if dialog, if current dialog is not null, because of course. So now one from Neil's string name. Oh, my bad. So I need to do it there. That's my fault. Okay. So I need to do it there. It's fine. Var dialog. So here, if current, so if dialog equal null, then you do that because, well, better to do it in the dialog stack empty, and then you return just you return nothing, otherwise you return dialog. And from the var value, it's a string. I mean, dialog stack is an array of strings, so it's not supposed to be a variant, but whatever, it's a string. So dialog text label, okay. So we don't need anything else here, which is great. We don't need that as well, which is great, because I can just do it there. And so it's sanitized. Trying to assign a type nil to a variable of type string. Can I do that? Just pressed. Otherwise it spams the signal, and I don't want the signal to be spammed. Hold on. Yeah, just press is better. So the signal is not spammed. And as you can see, stack empty, stack empty, stack empty, stack empty, so it does nothing, but it's fine. It doesn't break. It's fine. So now it doesn't break. We have the info, and it shows something correctly. It doesn't do something weird. So we're okay with that. And we have the dialog stack empty that spawns. And then the dialog stack empty means we need to know where we were before. So I want to add a new stuff here, which is going to be enum dialog. What's the name? I could name it. Also, it's not how you rename enums, but okay. Dialog. How should I call that? That's a good question. Like dialog progress, I think. So dialog progress. Not the greatest name, but we will survive, I suppose. How do you do enumerations like that again? So yeah, so dialog progress. Also can't fucking spell progress for the love of me. We have, so before choice, pretty simple. Choice and after choice. Okay, and so we want to have var progress is dialog progress dot before by default, before choice. So yeah, that's the default one, we know it. So now depending on the progress, we do something which is either add the new stuff or don't. So in our case, we will want to add new value to it. So we match on our friend the progress, and when we match the progress, we want to have dialog progress dot before choice. Pretty simple, really. That's how it is, right? And if I passed, okay, I can't write progress for all of me. So if the on dialog stack empty before choice, so we are in the progress before choice, we're supposed to update the progress to the next and move on and add the new one. So in that case, we will want to add the after one. It's not the best, but it's okay. We want to do an append to dialog stack the dialog content dot after choice, just for the test here. So we have the info, yeah. So, okay, before choice we do that, and then we set the progress to be dialog progress dot after choice. It's not perfect, but it works. For the moment, it's after choice because I didn't fucking separate the rest. Also, there are problems here. Yeah, because, yeah, no equal. So yeah, and if the dialog progress dot after choice in that case, we'll print a done, just so we have the info. So we are there. So now done. Okay. It still like does. Okay. So at some point it shows an empty text box, which is a bit sad, honestly. So if it shows an empty string at some point, it's a bit of a problem, really. But I still need to return something when I pop. So I can do that there, I think. If here in dialog dot is empty. Simple. We do nothing. And yeah, okay. So now 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we do nothing, but that's not for that. Because I need to still be able to click on the next. Okay. It still did it. It still shows nothing, which is a problem. Still shows nothing. So maybe I can just do a next dialogue here, just so we have. Maybe it's a bit. Yeah, I know it's awful. It doesn't work, and it's awful. This is a bit more annoying. I mean, it does what I want to a certain extent, but having the pause between is just bad design, which is annoying, by the way. So if the dialogue is empty, then it means you should be able to get the new. Because I written something, so in the next dialogue, or maybe what I can do, if I can do that. If current dialogue is empty, then we wait, or maybe not. No, yeah. No, I can't do it there. I mean, if current dialogue is empty, then usually speaking, it means like the new dialogue will get. So I need to do a next dialogue, but forced one, so I don't need to click. Oh. I could do that, actually. Yeah, if... Or... current dialogue that is empty. Yeah. Can do that. One of the other one. Oh, yeah. And then it doesn't work because fuck. It's fuck me, I guess. Okay. Why? And then we are in the case where or the dialogue is empty. And then the dialogue is empty, so you do nothing. So in that case, that's annoying. Because if I do next dialogue, I should not put that there in the next dialogue, just say you can do next dialogue. So now, if you can do next dialogue, then then I can do that. Here I can put that there. So I can say if is input pressed, we go to the next dialogue no matter what. So you can actually pass the dialogues if you want. And the next one will be if the action is just pressed, if we do that, then we return. And if so, we just return no matter what. Else, but if maybe, yeah. Current dialogue is empty. Then we also do next dialogue, which works as well. So or current dialogue is empty, because why would I use an elif? Doesn't make sense. And now normally good. Also it's spamming, but yeah, done. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Okay, that's good. So at the end, it's just printing done. But yeah, it's done technically speaking. So yeah, perfect. Happy. I'm really happy about that. So yeah, kind of like it. So that works. That works okay. I want to be able to do it again. So if you're inside that and you push that, I want to do it like that. So I want to do that. And else do that. So I want to do it just there. It's like if you want to pass it even faster, if you want, you just do dialog. Dialog text level dot text. So dot set text maybe. You can't, so just do text. That's annoying though. Can I do? Yeah, I can do that then. Text 0 and then dialog text level, append text, current dialog directly. And now here it works like that, of course. And we do the letter index equals current dialog.length, just so we are on the other session. So I want to change that to a function directly, function skip dialog rendering, just so we are good. So it's easy to modify. Up. Cool. And now we want to have skip dialog rendering here. And now, okay, still fast. So I should make it a bit like slower, just a little bit slower. How can I change the speed in the process? That would be interesting to know. I could wait 1 time over 2 just so I could just pass something and just yeah, having something that is modulo something and just pass it all the time. So yeah, I could do that. Just for the test, alright. So var time, wait time, just so we have the ID. Pretty simple. We're gonna define it at 0 and no wait time 10. Then var pass time. We're gonna put that at 0 in the case. And so I have a modulo, right? Mod. Not found, okay. Modulus, maybe. Modulus. What the fuck is OP module? Remainder modulo operator. Yeah, okay. Fine, we can just use that. So yeah. So we do pass time plus equal 1. Plus equal 1. And then we do past time equal past time. Yeah, I mean, I can just do it there, honestly. It's just not a plus equal. I can just do equal past time plus, but I want it to be modulo wait time. So yeah, pretty simple. And if past time equal, so not 9 in our case, just for the test, honestly. Then we return. So that gives us an idea. Yeah. Yeah. Though, how should I put that? We still need to be able to do it. So, it should be after that. So, yeah. Should be, yeah, no, I see. I know why. Should be after that. Just so we have something that actually, like, I can actually click. That would be great. So, yeah. Else, in the else, I think, just so it's a bit more logical. So I can skip. That's great. That works. And I can actually set up a time if I want. So, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. I can actually set a value then for whatever you want. So I can actually do it like that. Wait time -1, just in the... Oops. Just in the case. So I can make it so it's slow. Oh, it's not slow. Oh, that's great. That's cool. So let's just export that as a variable. So here I want to export it. So add export range. Fuck, how do you do the export range again? The range between 0 and a value max. So let's just do between 0 and 15 seems to be the absolute unit we're going for. And yeah, I'll just say the amount of time we wait before printing the next character defaults to 10 frames. The amount of frame we wait before printing the next character defaults to 10 frames. Easy. Of updates, because it's not really of a frame. The amount of updates default to updates again. So yeah. Can I have like a prefix, I suppose? The suffix, yeah, like so it is. So suffix updates. Argument 3 should be float. Am I? Yeah, I know why. Should be float, but it's B1. It's okay. So in that case, when we go there, 10 updates, okay? And you can go as far as 0, okay? Cool. So let's just do 5 just for the test. That's cool. Just do 1. 1 is the fastest, so it's okay. Cool. Let's do 0 actually. Does 0 works? Modulo by 0 in operator doesn't work, yeah. So it should be between 1. So yeah, done. So we also have that is pre-baked in, which is great. It's cool. That's cool. I like that. So yeah. Okay. So we have the updating time and stuff. So we're just gonna rename that on past updates. Past updates, just so it have a better name, honestly. And same here, wait time. I want to do wait updates. So wait updates. Yeah, with less. Thank you very much. So yeah, cool. So we have something that actually looks okay. That's pretty much it. That works. We have the signals that exist, and we can basically create any kind of fucking session. Just put the JSON, and it works. Cool. We don't have what we want next time, because I think I'm gonna stop there. So what we want next time, we want to add a little indicator. So here on the text level, maybe you can see it, but like there is the text level here. I want to have a little indicator here that spawns, and that, you know, like in any kind of game with a dialogue system, you have this indicator saying, hey, you can click on. So I want it to be visible, so it makes sense. You see, you see that. I also want to be able to test the texture, the animated texture for the background, and I want to generate the choices, because that's the most important part. I want to create the buttons for the choices here. They will be most likely hard-coded and then shown, because there are only 3 choices no matter what. So that would be pretty simple. And then I have my generic dialogue screen that works for any therapy session, and it is perfectly done. And I will be most likely able to reuse that logic for the dialogue in game, albeit without waiting for user input. It would just be automatic, just to show the thought of the person talking, because she's narrating in the therapy session, in the story of the game. So yeah, other than that, we have something that's pretty much okay. Like, that works, that's what we want, and it's good. It took me only 2 hours to do. So yeah, cool. And it's safe, or at least as safe as they can make it with the Godot, which is pretty good, okay. Still need to put some things, so let's just say, oh yeah, test after the before choice state, you should move to the choice dialogue stack, not the outro. Okay, I should actually rename that, because maybe I dislike. So before choice, I want to name that, oops. So alright, I want to name that the intro, so it makes more sense. And then same, can I rename that directly to outro? Perfect. So here I want it to be the intro, dialogue content intro, so dialogue control outro in the case, because yeah, just do that. And then for the first one, we want to append the intro. And so we want the dialog.json here. We rename that to intro, so it makes more sense. We rename that to outro, so it's a bit illogical, so it's a bit much more logical. And then we have that, and that's pretty much okay. That's what we want. So yeah, cool. So now let's just check if it works. Perfect. That works, no problem. So boop. Okay, we have that in the project, and we have everything here with the background. Maybe the background is a bit unnecessary. We will surely remove it because the anchor exists. GD, so therapy session, which is done. The dialog JSON, which is defined, and that's cool. So yeah, this is the bit dialog, so fit UI, add support for dynamic dialog through JSON imports. Let's go. That's it. We have our branch, and we're good to go. Okay, cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a wonderful stream, because I had a wonderful stream. I'll see you on Saturday. We will do some Hunt Showdown, and then on Sunday we will do again some more Rust. We will work on Weave like last time. So yeah, have a nice day, and bye. Thank you for watching with me. Bye bye.